Okay, guys, today we've got to talk about something really important. I want to make sure you have a good understanding of what insulin is and the role that it plays in your physiology and, of course, weight loss. So, insulin is produced and stored in the pancreas. When you eat starches, sugars, and other carbohydrates, they're digested and broken down into simple sugars in the intestines. The pancreas senses the sugar and releases insulin into the bloodstream. The job of insulin is to drive sugar from your blood into your cells. Now, if you eat too many carbohydrates, your pancreas releases loads and tons of insulin, and that tells your cells that lots of sugar is on the way. Sugars that aren't immediately used up are stored for later use. Simply put, eating too many carbohydrates and not burning them causes fat production. Over time, with repeated overeating of carbohydrates, these simple sugars, your cells start to ignore the insulin. And so your body will have to release even more insulin to have the same effect. So this is known as, you've probably heard this term, insulin resistance. And that eventually can lead to type 2 diabetes. This persistent blood sugar elevation can cause blood vessels to clog, leading to strokes, heart attacks, blindness, and kidney failure. That's not where you want to go. So what does insulin have to do with losing weight? Well, the key to weight loss success is controlling your insulin levels, specifically keeping insulin as low as possible. And there are a few key points I'll cover here. So keep carbohydrates to a minimum. So you knew going into this weight loss program that it's a low carbohydrate diet. Your body will make and release less insulin because of the minimal carbohydrates, reducing the buildup of fat. Now, when looking at food labels, anything over 25 grams of carbohydrates per serving is way too high. I mean, ultimately, we'd like to keep your carbohydrate level below 50 grams per day. So also get at least 7 hours of sleep. Sleep deprivation causes increased blood sugar and results in more insulin secretion. Now you might check with your Well World app, go to the clinic pharmacy through the app and look for melatonin, because melatonin is a great product to help you sleep, and it doesn't make you feel groggy the next day. Regular cardiovascular exercise like walking, running, biking causes your body to use sugars immediately, and this bypasses the suppression or it suppresses insulin and reduces fat storage. So sitting down, being a couch potato, lack of activity results in the opposite. Now, eating just prior to bedtime, especially carbohydrates, causes you to store fat while you sleep. Now, in general, we burn most of our fat while sleeping. So unless we overwhelm our bodies with sugar, you'll lose an important opportunity to burn fat. So basically, don't eat after a certain time. I don't know what your schedule was, but if you're on a 9 to 5 work schedule, then you might want to say no eating after 7. And that means when you go to sleep, you'll have the maximum potential of burning fat. Now, I want to clarify, and these foods are on your avoid list, but foods that have carbohydrates are dairy products, milk, yogurt, and ice cream. Fruit has carbohydrates. Now, on this weight loss program, you are permitted to have some fruits, but remember, you cannot eat too many, and we want to eat fruits that are low on the carbohydrate index. And as I mentioned before, those will be pitted fruits, so fruits with pits in it, cherries, peaches, things along those lines. Also grains, bread, rice, crackers, and cereal, legumes, which are beans, and other plant-based like proteins. Of course, you can eat all the vegetables that you want, but starchy vegetables like potatoes and corn, even too many carrots can be a problem. And then, of course, sugary sweets, soda, candy, cookies, and any simple sugar is just completely off limits. So keeping your carbohydrates low in your system helps to burn fat. So I want you to think about it like this. Let's say in the middle of your chest you have like a sugar bowl. Now, as you reduce your carbohydrates, that sugar bowl decreases until there's less and less and less, and then finally none in there. That's when you actually start to burn fat. So we have to burn first our stored sugar. Then we start to burn fat. And that's what the low carbohydrate weight loss program is all about. So if you think about that, I want you to recognize that exposure to carbohydrates stops fat burning for at least a day. So you fill this sugar container back up because you have fallen off the wagon, so to speak. Well, now it takes a day to decrease it and then to start burning again. So we want to minimize our carbohydrates. Now, when we talk about carbohydrates, nuts and fruits are carbohydrates. We're not counting calories, but I will tell you that 1 tablespoon of cashews is 90 calories. 1 tablespoon of almonds is 100 calories. So we're not counting calories, but I just want you to recognize that you can eat too many nuts and it can cause a real problem and put a hold on your weight loss. Also the same with fruits. If we eat too many fruits, especially things that are starchy like bananas, those are going to hurt us. So we're not going to reach our weight loss goal as quick as we would like to. So I want you to understand the role of carbohydrates in the weight loss process and use this to your advantage because I have every intention of seeing you succeed. Thanks.